right. Hello and welcome back to the Unicorn Fairy Love Child experience. I missed y'all. Did y'all miss me? I know you said yeah. So today we are actually going to be talking about friendships. Next episode we're going to be talking about romantic relationships, but today we're going to be conquering friendships. Specifically adult friendships, because as we know, a lot of us will say like, well, this is my childhood friend and this is why this person matters to me in my life. But sometimes those friends don't necessarily fit in who you become as an adult when you finish blossoming. So that's what we're going to be talking about today. And this episode is actually sponsored by Sunshine Innovations. It's in North Carolina, and I'm going to provide the link for you in the video description. So today we have Marcus Hurd.
How you doing?
Formerly of Drinking Partners. Formerly. And Jasmine Nicole, and she actually has her own brand. I'm also going to tag her website in the description as well.
Thank you.
Thank y'all so much for coming.
It's a blessing to be here.
Yes.
You know, do you feel blessed? I feel amazing.
You already know.
I feel granulose today.
It's a fabulous day. It's Friday.
And we're here
Friday. Together with great vibes.
All right.
That's all.
So we're gonna go ahead and jump right into it. I kind of want to start like on a timeline kind of thing. So first, when we start acquiring friends and building friendships, we start to build friendships, right? Sometimes it's accidental and sometimes it's on purpose. Right. I've actually never made a friend like in real life, like me go up and like, do you want to be my friend?
Yeah.
I never got that trait.
I don't think that happens like that either.
People actually do walk up to people and ask, can I be your friend?
There's Bumble for friends.
I didn't know that. It's an app, apparently.
It's a dating app, but you're like just trying to find girlfriends or like
See, that just sounds extreme to me.
My
like,
hairdresser did it.
Wow.
I believe.
Did she get a lot of friends from there?
No, she only tried it once. She said, because I was trying to do new things and broaden my horizons.
I know they have those meetup things. Specifically in Dallas, we have like Dallas meetup, and you get to pick like what type of people you want to meet up with.
Oh.
And like be my friend because we both like cheese.
Yeah, I'm more into having friendships
in real life.
Organic. You know
okay. So organic friendships. I wrote down common interests or enemies or mutual friends, lifestyle or a job, like you become friends with your coworkers, and then what the most common thing would be school or neighborhood friends, and then common trauma. That's not something that we specifically see a lot of times when people have common trauma, like, oh, we've both been through something bad, so we must vibe on the same level. We need to be friends. Right. So with knowing all of those things, do we actually get to choose our friends? Because people always say that, like, you can't choose your family, you get to choose your friends. Do you get to choose your friends?
I believe so. I believe that you almost get to choose your family. We know at a certain age you definitely get to choose your family. But
I don't like Uncle Bob no more.
Right. But friends, I think you definitely get to choose your friends because it's people that you start off, like one of my best friends when I was little, we used to fight all the time. And then we became best friends.
What made y'all become friends?
Just got tired of fighting.
I'm tired of fighting you. You want to go get some burgers?
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, that's good.
But this was at a young age. I'm talking like 7, 6. So, that stuff don't really count.
That. I was friends with a girl in kindergarten that, like, we did not even like each other, but we could only hang out.
In kindergarten? How do you not like somebody in kindergarten?
She was a brat.
Wow.
Like, just one of them bad seeds children. And I was just like, you talk to your mom like that? My mom would kill me. And I was just always I don't know, I spoke out of terms.
Okay, well, when we're talking about making friends, though, like you said, it doesn't work like that in real life. When we're talking about, like, neighborhood friends, for example, we grew up on the same street.
Right.
So you don't really have that many children to choose from because you're just on one street because you're a child and you don't you don't go out. You can't drive. So you're kind of like what you said, you were fighting with the boy all the time and then like y'all just became friends. But that doesn't necessarily mean you chose him. It's kind of like in the dating pool, right? Like everybody's either married, gay, or in jail.
Right.
And then you end up with God knows who, and it's because like that's just who was left on the shelf. So I think sometimes we don't really consider that when we're talking about friendships, when we're building them, like the foundation of friendship.
True, because I mean you don't get to pick who walks into your life. That's
right.
Just like that's fate, as inevitable. Someone you're gonna meet them, and you can choose. Like I get what you're saying because you can choose to carry on that friendship or not. But you still like establish that basis of a friendship. Or
but what if it's like if I don't be friends with Jasmine, I don't have any friends at all?
I don't think it's nobody that's really out there that don't have any friends at all because those people are lunatics. Like
what? Whoa!
That's how I feel. No,
that's a blanket judgment.
And I'm landing on thick.
What?
You hear me?
He said I'm a late on thick.
Anybody who has no friends,
like a social recluse.
I would say that means you're depressed usually.
But what do you mean by no friends at all? Like, can they have online friends?
Yeah, online
you mean
friends,
like nobody who has like tangible friends?
Like how the world is going now, like in our generation, and we would probably say like, nah, that's weird if you only got online friends. But the generations that's coming, it's probably gonna be more people that's shut-ins in their houses than that's actually out here.
From home now.
Come on, man, zip it, all of these different things. It's not zip it, is it?
I don't.
Let's not give them any promotion anyway.
They gonna have to pay for that.
You hear me?
But I mean, I think that's true. Like, I wouldn't say that anybody who doesn't have friends at all is a lunatic. They might have some other underlying, social anxiety or mental illness going on. But then we have our family, because the majority of people who have big families. Yes. We were somewhere the other day and this lady was like, well, I really can't think of any friends because all of my friends are like my family and my husband's family. Yeah. So like everybody's related to us by blood or related to my husband by blood. So I don't have any like homegirls, Right.
Right.
So when you are friends with everybody in your family, it's kind of difficult to like exile that person out of your life, especially as a child. Yeah. Because I know a few people who have like been beefing with their cousins like and rivals their entire life, and it's like you still got to see me at the family barbecue though. Right. Like we still have to see each other even as adults. Right. You still got to go to grandma's house. So when we're building those friendships, can we agree that sometimes they're built on toxic soil?
Yeah, most definitely.
Yeah, for sure.
Because even if you're in a bad space mentally, I know I've had friends take advantage of me being in a vulnerable space, and then they're like, all right, well, let me latch on and try to build her up now. That way, when she is up,
she'll say, you were here. I was here when you were down.
Yeah, she'll fight for me then.
She'll get that day one label. That's the follow-up part. The weight that saying, this is my day one carries. Like, you weren't with me shooting in the gym, or, you was with me when I had nothing. What does it say? Eat with the same people you starved with.
Right.
So does that necessarily mean you earned a space in my life, though?
I think you're taking it too literal.
Me?
Yeah, I think so. Because it's like, what they're saying is, if we haven't had no kind of altercations in our past or nothing like that, where we done been through something together, either some kind of traumatic loss or some kind of wonderful win. If we haven't had none of that stuff, I can't really consider you my friend like that, because you only know me on one spectrum.
My good days?
You know what I'm saying? Because a lot of friendships are built only on good days. They're not built on like, oh, I'm messed up, come over here and hang with me.
But that's why I say, when we connect the dots on that, it's like saying we've been through something traumatic together solidifies our relationship. What if I only went through that traumatic thing because I was with you?
Yeah.
Are you really my friend then?
That's a whole nother thing.
That's what I'm saying. So in those times when you like listen off this stuff like, oh, we done been hungry together, we done walked together, we done gone this places. What if I only didn't have food because you spent all my money? What if we're walking because you wrecked my car? Those types of things. And when next episode, when we talk about romantic relationships, some romantic relationships are built on that type of soil. And we get it in our minds like, oh, you've been here for me through everything. Not realizing that I've been through everything because I've literally been with you.
Right. Yeah, 100%. I'm glad I'm not on that episode, because y'all would have read me to filth, y'all.
And it's like, when you explain that, like, people don't really see that until you get away from that person, right? So you get away from that person, and then you say, well, I haven't been hungry ever since I walked away from Jasmine. I feel like I have more money now. Right. I can afford to get a car because I'm not doing drugs with Marcus. I can afford to
preach, baby.
I can buy new clothes because that person is like, yeah, we could just share clothes. We ain't got to buy new clothes. I can afford to buy clothes now that Jasmine I raid in my closet every time she come over here
and taking them home with her.
But then you think, this is my best friend.
Right.
We have X amount of years together.
We're supposed to be able to do this with each other.
We're supposed to be able to do this, but we're not realizing that is draining to a person's existence. You are sometimes not able to become the best version of yourself because the person next to you is it's so dependent and soaking up that sunlight, because plants can only grow in the sunlight. So if it's like, dang, I got to move a little bit out the sun just so Marcus can always have a space.
Right.
We're both only going to be able to get half as big.
Amen.
Because we need full sunlight. So when we're saying like you my A1 since day one, the No New Friends. The reason why I titled this thing No New Friends, when we get into the headspace of no new friends, we ostracize ourselves from being able to be around people who can help us grow.
Oof.
That's a lot. That's a mouthful you just said.
You know, that's
but that is like the most wise thing. If that's not the like most specific lesson I learned in 25, you could just like, that's my motto for 25.
Well, 25 is like a pivotal year, though.
It is.
You're a quarter century now.
That's what I said. My quarter life crisis. Just so y'all know,
because that's when you start thinking like, what do I want the rest of my life to look like?
You got 5 years to get it together. That's what I say.
Right. I mean, but if you don't get it together by 30, because you're still surrounded by the people you were with at 20, who can you blame?
Nobody but yourself.
Because it's like, but I love these people and these people love me. But what we have to understand, just like in romantic relationships, love does not equal growth. Love does not equal my best self. Love does not equal opening doors. Love does not equal my sunlight. Love is just a small pebble in a big old brick wall to get to where you're trying to go. Right. So do we let our love for people blind us? Even friendships. I'm not even talking about romantic relationships.
Okay.
Drop knowledge, Marcus.
I have definitely been, in my past, a better friend to people than they've been to me.
Why is that?
Because my loyalty runs deep. Like, when I tell somebody I love them for real. You know what I'm saying?
I love them. Do they really mean it?
You know what I'm saying? But when I say that I don't, I mean that. I mean that too. And some people try to use both of those against you. You know what I'm saying? You're supposed to love me, so forgive me for the biggest thing.
The biggest misconception is that our definitions of things are the same to us as they are to other people.
Facts.
So when you say the word when you say the word loyalty, what does loyalty look like to you as a friend?
Loyalty is if I have it and you don't, and I in some way can make it
like
happen
monetary
for you,
things, like tangible
that's
things.
That's what people always believe.
Like time, peace, energy,
anything. If I have it to give and you need it from me, and you're my friend, I'm gonna try to accommodate you.
But that's biblical. That's not necessarily just for friendship.
I wouldn't even say that.
There's a scripture in the Bible that says, if a man takes your jacket away from you, you're supposed to take your shirt off and give it to him. I'm just here to. I report the news. I don't write the Bible. I'm just letting you know that what you're saying is biblical. But I'm asking,
turn the other cheek is also biblical, but ain't nobody finna slap me either. You know what I mean?
But I'm saying that's your interpretation.
Right.
I'm just saying, like, do you feel like loyalty means the same thing to everybody?
No, not at all.
So how do you weigh those expectations out when you're picking friends?
It go back to that, what have we been through? Because if we've been through certain things together, you supposed to act accordingly.
According to who?
According to our friendship.
According to you?
According to our friendship.
Oh. Is it
if you know for a fact that shoe on the other foot, Marcus would have done this for you, or Marcus would have been here when you called, accommodate me.
You need to be here for me?
Accommodate me.
But reciprocating energy is not a requirement.
That's facts, too.
This is like, you can get that energy from somebody else. That don't mean you don't get the energy from the person you gave it to.
And then that's usually how it goes too. That people you give your energy to, they
don't give it back.
Oh no, because
they just keep taking and taking and taking and taking.
Treat you how you treat them.
I wouldn't say never. I would say when you have to be more selective. What does a good friend look like to you, Jasmine?
A good friend to me.
A good friendship.
A good friendship to me is someone who understands that I am trying to grow as a person, and they allow me to have my space. Because even as I've had friends that get upset because I can't be around them or
like
hang out
physically
with them.
around them.
Yeah, and hang out with them.
Yeah,
I can't speak with them because I'm trying to do other things. I also,
respect.
Yeah, respect and just being genuine with everything that we do, because I know that people are not perfect, so I don't expect our friendship to be perfect.
You don't expect people to be you.
Right, exactly. So therefore, I just want if you do something wrong, at least acknowledge it and let's try to fix it going forward. Because then I can decide whether or not I truly believe, all right, well, they're just doing too many toxic things. I just need to let go.
And they just made a mistake.
Like, if you do something wrong, acknowledge it. Don't think just because we have so much time in this bank,
you don't have to acknowledge it.
Like,
I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Come on now. Like, come on, bro.
No, like, bleed me in your heart. Like, that's
you know
I'm
me.
Saying. Like, I need you to, like, bleed and be like, I'm sorry.
But I think that's a culture thing, too. Like, definitely black men, I can only speak for black men, we saying sorry just not in us like that. You know what I'm saying? This is an honest to God thing. Like, it's easier for me to apologize than to say I'm sorry, if that makes sense.
It doesn't make sense at all.
I'm sorry, but I can't explain it no further.
He said, I'm sorry.
And I walk out.
I do agree that I don't want to say that's a black man thing. I think that's a men thing.
I can only speak for black men.
Testosterone creates a sense of pride and like I'm too proud. But the thing about it is those people are also equally as emotional. So if you say, because you didn't say I'm sorry, I'm leaving you, it's like, no, don't leave me. What
this is why I said I'm speaking for black men. Because, everybody got feelings too. But a black man, listen, no, for real, this is some real stuff right now. Black men have a big thing about respect because we've never been shown it from our country.
Oppressors?
Nobody.
But even if we're talking about within our community, if you are a black male with black friends, and if all of you have never received respect from the oppressor, shouldn't you be over willing to give the respect to each other? Would that make more sense?
But do they know how to give respect to each other if
because they've never been
shown it? You never been shown it.
I feel like not all of them will.
It's like a baby.
Like some of them.
So let's segue into our next little shindig we got going on here because you were talking about the growth. So when you are growing as an individual, sometimes what I consider like a sense of consciousness or like your third eye starts to flicker and open. You start to realize things about the people around you that you might not have seen before.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
That doesn't mean you stop loving those people. It's more like, I never realized how much niece, I was finna say Denise cussed, and like until I stopped cussing. I didn't realize how much Marcus drank until I didn't want to drink anymore. I didn't realize how much this person did this. But it doesn't mean you stop loving that person. But as you blossom as a person, because sometimes it's not a parasitic or dependent relationship where they're taking away your son. You know, you both might be growing at the same speed.
Right.
I had a conversation with someone who was saying that one of her friends had broken up with her because she felt like she was growing too slow and she was slowing her down. How do we feel about that? Do you feel like that's something that you should be able to do? You got to talk, I think.
Yeah. No, I feel like that is something that you should be able to do because, I mean, and I also believe that if two friends have to take a break so that because they're growing in separate directions, sometimes your paths might meet back up. Like there's
if it's meant to be.
Yeah, because I feel like it's nothing wrong to take a break from a friend. Like sometimes you need a break from that energy. You need to
focus on yourself.
Yeah, figure out what life is without them sometimes too.
What do you think, Marcus?
I'm gonna agree with
Jasmine.
I don't know why I wanted to say Brittany just now.
I don't know either.
But I'm definitely gonna agree with her because I feel like it should definitely be okay for me to, hey, we still friends. I just need time. You know what I'm saying?
But does that mean you're not best friends anymore? Because if while y'all
best friends is a.
But if your feelings or your relationship was built on literally you are one step next to each other at all times.
Okay. And
then you get your awakening spiritually or, you get a new job or career or anything. And you just like, you know what? I don't want to hang out with Marcus all the time no more. Mm-hmm. I want to do something else. I want to read more books. I want to travel the world. And Marcus decides, I don't want to travel the world. I want to stay right here and wait for you to come back.
Right.
Does that mean that that's no longer, your friendship is not as close?
And what do you ask me? Are y'all still considered best friends, or are y'all still friends, or what?
Are you still considered best friends? Is your foundation still strong?
I think best friends is like almost a sibling thing. You know what I'm saying? Like we all could be friends, but my best friend is
like a sibling.
Like a sibling.
You love them like you love a brother or a sister.
Exactly. So that relationship is like, okay, we can beef.
Disagreements. You can have disagreements.
I'm sorry. We can have a different kind of we can have a disagreement. And if me and you are friends and me and her are best friends, the fight I have with you can't only be so severe. The fight I have with her could be huge.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
Because this is my best friend, I'm gonna tolerate way more.
And then you're gonna come back together.
Right.
Kind of like a marriage.
I might not never forgive you.
Right. Because you don't have to, because I'm not your best friend.
Exactly.
You don't owe me as much loyalty. Is that what you're saying? Okay. I can vibe with that. I can get that. So when you have new friends or relationships and that doesn't fit with your current friendship. So let's just say you grew up with one person, you make friends with other people, and those people don't necessarily vibe with that person. Do you feel like you should be forced to choose? If those people fit with the person who you've become and the person that you grew up with fit with the person that you were.
I'm not one of those, my friends got to be friends with my friends. Like, if it happened, it happened. It happens. But, like, I'm not forcing for you.
I feel like it's good to have separate friends. Like, I don't know. I'm a chameleon, so I like different energies at different times.
Okay.
But my friend
if I want to be hood, let me go hang out with my hood friends.
I was just about to say that. My friend group that I have now is eclectic like that. It's like hood, funny.
Artsy.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
like
business.
Lames. It's something everything.
Well, sorry to those friends.
I mean, but as you grow up, you're going to want to experience more things. So let's just say your new group of friends, like I said, they're world travelers. And they say, everybody in here got a passport and we are going to Dubai next week. We got money. And the person you grew up with is poor, like you used to be.
Yeah.
And they don't have the job that you have. And they can't even get a passport for whatever reason. And
tickets, warrants.
Right. And then they say, oh, man, we're going to Dubai. And then you say, well, I thought we was going to the movies this weekend. I'm going to go to Dubai. I don't want to go to the movies with you. Do you feel like that person has the right to feel wronged because the person you've become you've outgrown them, basically?
Let's be serious.
I'm serious.
Any petty person that is upset because you don't want to go to Dubai.
I mean, but they might not be upset that you don't want to go to the movies.
No, but they will be upset. I didn't go to Dubai, but I went somewhere.
They might be upset that they can't get a passport and you're living a life that's never going to be available to them.
And then you know where it stems from. It's jealousy.
Right. Man. So
and it's toxic to a relationship.
Most people feel like if we were planted in the same soil, we're going to reach the same height.
No.
And the reason why the sunflower is like a big part of the Unicorn Fairy Lovechild brand is because a sunflower is supposed to be a weed. And I personally was planted in weed-based soil. Not weed as in marijuana, weed as in like you need to cut it down. Because I was born in the projects, because, my parents are who they are. They were very young, not like their bad parents. They were very young. Right. Because I didn't have the opportunities that a lot of people had. I was, they were like, oh, you're just going to be somebody's baby mama. You're going to be working at Walmart. No shade to anybody who works at Walmart. But I had a cap. I had a ceiling.
Right.
And I became a sunflower. So you don't even want to cut me down no more. Right. And I'm still planted in weedy grass, but I'm blossoming. Some people don't understand that we are sitting next to each other, but you are a weed. Mm-hmm. I am a sunflower. Mm-hmm. So when they start realizing, dang,
we plotted in the same soil,
and you ended up growing, bigger and brighter than me. It's not necessarily I don't love you anymore. It's like you said, the jealousy. The jealousy comes in, and it's like, why do you get to have this?
Right.
And we ate sugar sandwiches together. Mm-hmm. So why do you get to have this and I don't? Why do you get to have this break and that I don't get to have? And then that starts to deteriorate the friendship, and I feel like that deterioration is multiplied when there are other people around who haven't even had sugar sandwiches. They weren't with you shooting in the gym, but now you get to spend your time with them.
Exactly. Right. Exactly.
And to speak on that jealousy thing, my mama told me a long time ago. Well, she said all the time.
She still says it to this day.
I promise you, people be jealous of you for the strangest things. Like, it could be one of the things that you look at as one of your flaws. Somebody could be jealous of that. You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
Yes.
I agree.
Yes, me being too nice. I've had someone be like, "You're just so friendly and personable," and I'm like, "Bitch, I'm too fucking nice." Right. Okay. Sorry.
I've had people say that they feel like my energy is fake, and I have to explain to people I was literally born this way. I have a poem on my mama's refrigerator that I wrote when I was 9 years old about being the best version of myself and spreading light through the world.
Yes.
When I was 13, I already set my goal. I want to make the world a better place. Like, this is not a game. Like, this is really who I am.
Yes.
I'm sorry that you upset all the time.
Right.
I don't feel that. Like, I don't wake up in the morning already mad. Like, there's no reason for me to do that.
People just carry darkness with them. You know what I'm saying?
But they don't respect the people who carry the light.
But
right.
just
accept the fact that you are dark, and dark is necessary.
For sure.
Right.
But respect the fact that I don't have that, and that's okay.
I'm trying to be like, ooh, yes. I've had somebody just like rub their darkness, like get me underneath that cloud with them.
Yeah,
like,
that'd be the worst people, and then they hold you.
Yes.
Like, you can't get away.
And then you get out from underneath that cloud, and you're like, oh shit.
This is how the world is supposed to be.
Wait, I forgot who I was.
Right.
Sorry.
Yeah, so when you're changing, when you're having a lifestyle change that doesn't fit your lifestyle of origin, that's usually when you start to lose friends. And I feel like that's okay. I feel like it's unhealthy to believe that your friends who were your friends at 10 are going to still be your friends at 20, are going to still be your friends at 30, are going to still be your friends at 40. And when you start to develop that unnecessary sense of, I need to hold on to these people, that's what drains you the most. Because it's not necessarily you're supposed to be with these people your whole life. The Lord might have blessed you to have this friend when you were 10 because you would have had nobody else who could let you sit there with them after school while your mama got off work.
Right.
They might have blessed you with that friend at 20 to stop you from getting into car accidents because you drank too much. They might have blessed you with that friend at 30 to help you change your career. But that does not mean we have a thing on the prayer line where we talk about unpacking our bags, and like you can only carry so much every day, and people do not fit in bags. Like, you cannot carry somebody from one level of life to the other. They either gonna walk to that level while you walking, or they gonna stay where they at, and you cannot forcibly like stuff somebody. Your bag is probably as big as my stone bag. It's probably I don't have good spatial recognition. Probably like 5 inches. Your bag, you can't fit an entire person, but it's like we have these unrealistic expectations on people because it's like, I'm married to you. I've spent more time with you than I spend with my mama. I spend more time with you than I spend with my sister. Right. We are in love. Like, even on levels of intimacy. What time is it? Let me see. We got a break. All right, 3 minutes until break, y'all. I don't know if I was supposed to say that.
But she did.
But I want to finish this little thing before we roll into how we relate the two from being romantic relationships and friendships. Okay. When we're talking about building a new life, you could get the only time I've lost friends, and these are friends that I made as an adult, which is weird because I really don't make friends. But all my other friends, I've been friends with them since I was a child because we were on the same path. Even though we were planted in the same soil, we all became sunflowers. When I made friends as an adult and I got into the relationship that I'm in now, they felt thrown to the side. And they were like, well, why don't you like come out with us? I didn't feel like I was coming out with them that often anyway. Yeah. And I felt like they thought that I was supposed to have this unhealthy attachment to them. And I have spent my life, the majority of my life, being by myself and minding my business. So I don't really get attached to people. Right. People are just like extras in my life unless I'm choosing to share my energy with you. So if your friends don't fit with your current boyfriend or girlfriend, do you let go of the girlfriend or the boyfriend, or do you let go of the friends?
That's a tough one. That's a tough one, but only because
dig deep now.
I ain't never been in love, so
I've been in love, and I didn't have to give up neither one. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't think...
So you picked friends who fit your relationship, or picked a relationship that fit your friends?
My relationship is my relationship. My friendship is a whole nother thing.
But, I mean, let's just say you have friends that don't respect you being in a relationship because the whole time they've known you, you've been single. Okay. And they still want you to do single people things.
I've had that.
I'm sure you have. That's why I do what I do.
That's why I'm here, baby.
How do you make a decision then? How do you say, dang, friends I've known since I was 15.
I would need that opportunity again because the first time I didn't make the right decision. You know what I'm saying?
What decision did you make? Did you choose your friends or did you choose the woman?
I would say I chose my friend. I would say that. Because what was asked of me was like to chill out, like stop going out so much and shit like that.
Stuff like that?
Stuff like that.
And you were like...
And I would still...
Go out. So why do you regret that now?
I didn't say I regret it.
I mean, I'm saying why would you have done it different? Why do you plan to do it differently in the future?
Because next time I would know that, like I said earlier, my relationship is my relationship. My friendship is something totally different.
So who do you owe the loyalty to, though?
Me.
Oh, that's deep.
But that's true, though. Yeah, it depends on like which one makes you want to grow and better yourself. Like if you're
you probably both do. You know, that
I wouldn't say
I don't
that.
feel like
your friendship might be more comfortable, and the
Right.
relationship might be something new and require more of you.
Right.
Okay, we're gonna move into a break. I'm going to show you the flyer for Sunshine Innovation so you can order jewelry from them. She hand makes everything and they look amazing. So go ahead and do that. I'm going to tag her Instagram in it as well. All right, we're back from break. Thank you so much for staying with us. Anyway, so we were just talking about, if you're just now joining us, we were just talking about lifestyle of origin changing from lifestyle that you're currently living and why that's different and why you might not have the same friends. Now we're going to be moving into why acidic friendships are more emotionally damaging than toxic romantic relationships. So if you are staying with a friend, because majority of people that I've heard of are willing to go through whatever with the friend, knock out, drag out, fight, and still be that person's friend, versus if they're in a romantic relationship, it's like, I don't like the way he eats toast. So I'm just not going to, I'm not going to deal with it because I don't like the way he eats toast. When you have, you're willing to accept more from friends. And what Marcus said before we had the break was talking about because of the level of which the things that you've been through. But why could that be possible? Why could a friendship be more emotionally damaging than losing a romantic partner?
I've lost a romantic partner over a friendship, and then I end up losing a friendship just because they were just a bad person. You know what I'm saying? So I feel like the stuff that you take in a friendship is, like I said, we done been through X, Y, and Z, like probably some stuff that we can't speak about on your podcast. You know what I'm saying? And then in my relationship, it's mostly just like our good times is, flowers and hugs and kisses. Our bad times is probably you accusing me of cheating. You know what I'm saying? It just don't equate. It don't equate. You know what I'm saying? It don't equate. So it's like the stuff that I can take from my friend is totally different than what I can take from my woman, because my friend can't really break my heart like you can, if that makes sense.
So you disagree. You don't feel like a acidic friendship is more emotionally damaging than a toxic romantic relationship.
I think that it's pretty equal. I think that both of them, if you're in a toxic relationship, because it's levels to all of it.
Yes,
you know what I'm saying?
It's levels to friendship.
Really though, because it's a level of a toxic relationship where it's some girl that's getting hit every night and don't know how to leave. Right. You know what I'm saying? In a friendship, it ain't none of that going on.
Should have had a trigger warning for that.
Like nobody is getting beat up by their best friend and just continuing to be in their best friend.
I can't say nobody. I can say that we don't know anyone.
Okay, let's say it's way more common of domestic violence than
that's that. I would agree that. What about you, Jazz?
I'm with you. I feel like it's pretty equal because it depends on the trauma, like what kind of heartbreak you go through with that person.
Let me lay y'all out a scenario because story time. So you've been friends with someone for 15 years and you get married and you've been married for 10 years. So you've been married shorter than the time you've been friends with the person. You find out that your friend of 15 years has been sleeping with your husband or wife that you've been married to for the last 5 years.
I ain't got to pick one of them, do I? Because I ain't picking neither one of them.
Which one would you feel would be more hurtful? Are you more hurt that your
friend?
I don't think it's more. It's like both of y'all are gone. Like it's
because if I had, both of y'all are gone, but I would be more hurt towards my friend.
Why?
Because most of the time when you have a boyfriend, you're like telling them all of the nitty gritty of your relationship.
Yeah, I think that's a woman thing. I think I would definitely be more hurt by my girl than by my friend.
And why though?
Because you didn't even let her finish her thought.
I'm so sorry.
No. But I'm intrigued because I could see that because I feel like guys aren't as close with their
guys are more
friends.
possessive.
Exactly, and that's what it would be. Like, how could you?
How could you mess with my possession?
How could you let him?
Would you forgive your best friend?
Woo, the fact that you got to think about it.
Hold on, because
don't tell
being
me what
with
you
my
being with your lover.
No.
So it's done after that.
It's
done for both of them.
It's a wrap.
But you would be more hurt that the woman
spread
her legs for
my
your friend
than my friend.
And you would be more hurt because your friend is enacting on the things that you told her about your man.
Right.
I was in a forum. I say forum because I never really leave my house. So everything, most
Same.
of the stuff, the content that I get for UFLC, I develop it from online things and from people asking me for advice and things like that. There was a thing where the boy was with a woman. They broke up. The woman ended up being in a porn. And he went to his homeboy's house and the homeboy was watching a porn. Who would you be hurt that your homeboy was watching your ex-girlfriend's porn?
No.
How long did he know before he didn't tell me?
It didn't say all that.
Okay.
That's what I know. Before he purchased it, obviously. Like, is that true?
No, not at all.
Right. Let me go ahead and cop that.
Like, y'all don't. I feel like y'all really don't know how disgusting men are. No, I'm not gonna tell on us, but
no, I know y'all, girl.
But I feel like if we're talking about like what you were saying, for me, if I was to divorce my husband and for some act of the devil he ended up in a porn, and I go to my homegirl's house, I'm gonna be thinking, you've been wanting to see how that thing hang this whole time.
What?
Like every time you've been to my house, you've been like, ooh, I want to know what that's like. And that's not cool.
Who is this ex? Is this like an ex, like this was like my ex-wife, or this just like somebody I was with for a year or two? Because that's a big difference.
Either anybody your friend got to meet, and y'all were cool, and they were cool. Like, I just feel like that's wrong.
I feel like
not because I feel like I'm detailing my sexual exploits to my friends, but because I feel like you've been plotting on me.
Yeah, it's creepy. It's creepy, but I don't see it as
Hell
like,
that's
the end of the friendship because you was watching it.
So, have y'all ever seen Obsessed? Have you
right? Exactly.
Curiosity, man. That's all it is. Curiosity.
So it's if it's just curiosity, why you didn't call me and tell me that you seen him in the porn then?
Look, curiosity killed the cat, y'all.
I'm telling you.
I think, honest to God,
and they be having the right ones because I'm the wrong one.
If my friend
the wrong one.
If I ever came across one of my friends' ex's porns, I'm probably gonna call my friend and say, "Yo, this is."
So he not just gonna walk in on you like, man, I'm up in this mud going hard.
First of all, nobody's gonna walk in on me.
Nobody's gonna say.
I don't know what you think goes on. I don't know what you think goes on in my house, but that's not what it is.
Well, that's what I'm saying. When you were talking about, there's different levels. So there's different levels of friendship intimacy. For me, I wrote a status probably a year or two ago. You probably can remember the status. And I said that men who spend more time with other men than they want to spend time with women, I feel like have a sense of homosexuality. Not because I feel like they should spend all their time with women, but why do you prefer male company to female company? Like, if you have a choice to go on a date with your woman, not like some random girl on the street.
Right.
If you have the choice to go on a date and have sex with your woman, or go play 2K with your homeboys, and you choose 2K, I feel like you're homosexual. I don't feel like sexual pentation is the definition of homosexuality.
Oh, okay.
Some of them will say, "Have you met my girlfriend?"
Homosexual. I
don't feel like that's as far as it goes. I feel like there's levels of intimacy.
So you think you believe that male camaraderie can be?
I can't say I do believe male camaraderie can be homosexual at times. I'm not saying that that's the definition of male camaraderie. I'm saying that if you're sharing energy with somebody constantly, you're in an intimate relationship with that person.
It's good energy, right?
It's weird when you say
sometimes.
It's weird when you say intimate.
Intimate means that you're on a level to which you're not going to be on with somebody else. You're intimately with this person. Yeah. So if you're choosing to share intimacy, to share energy with a man, and you're a man, when you have the option to spend intimate energy with a woman and you choose the man over the woman, the only difference between the only thing that these people who spend more time with men than women are doing that homosexual males are not doing is having sex. Mm-hmm. So if you sitting down all the time talking to this person, you telling them your hopes and your dreams, y'all going to eat together all the time,
dudes
y'all
not
relaxing.
Doing that. Dudes are not doing that.
Dudes are definitely doing it. I wouldn't be saying it to you if it wasn't true. Would I lie to you?
Yeah, they definitely are.
Definitely are.
These are facts. You are pretty familiar with my best friend.
I am familiar with your best friend, yes.
How many times? We probably talk twice a week. Like, physically talk.
That doesn't mean that's not that level of intimacy then. You guys also don't go out to eat together.
That's facts too.
You don't go to the movies together. Well, you do. You do go to the movies together.
Yeah, but
that was one or two times. But I'm saying, like, if I feel like when we get to those levels of friendship intimacy, when it becomes an almost homosexual level, because it's the same thing with women as well. Because there are women who divulge more secrets and more energy to their friends than they do to their husband. And I don't personally feel, professionally, biblically, spiritually, that you should share any energy with another person that you're not willing to share with your spouse.
Oh, 100%.
No,
so if you are telling your homegirl, I had a bad day at work, I messed up on the kids' food, and I was horny yesterday, blah, 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 and then you get home to your man and you have no words for him. Right. Yeah. Because you've already exchanged the energy with a woman. That's a level of intimacy. Right. So when a friendship falls apart and you're at that deepest level of intimacy, it is going to feel like heartbreak. Because you are more connected spiritually to that person than you are to your romantic partner.
True.
So if it's like, you slept with my friend, because we've all heard the term bros before hoes. And people apply that
and guys before wives.
Everybody. Oh, I hope that's not what they said. People apply that over everybody. That could be your wife, anybody with a vagina, and it's like bros before hoes. Yeah. And it's like, but are you gonna have sex with your friend? Is your friend gonna rub your back after a hard day? He might. He might. I don't know. I don't know what's going on behind closed doors. But for some reason, you prefer to be in this man's company and you prefer his love and his attention.
Just stop saying it like that.
I mean, do you feel attacked? If you feel
attacked, I don't feel attacked. I don't feel attacked. I just want to speak for the men who would probably like after like, oh my God, what is she talking about? Because we have all.
I'm speaking just cold hard. I'm obviously nothing but truth.
We have all had those girlfriends when you go play 2K. They'd be like, oh, y'all must be together. We've all had those. I've had someone say that to me.
I'm pretty sure there's also men out there who've never heard that.
They probably don't play 2K.
Probably not.
You know what I'm saying? And is that my fault? No, it's not.
I
don't blame them. They don't blame me. The fact is, like, I think that it's like such a double standard with dudes and being friends and girls being friends, because girls can wholeheartedly change in front of each other, shower, all this. I'm not saying that you have ever done it.
We didn't say that was a part of the intimacy, though.
No,
that's physicality.
Saying, no, it is. But when you say that, it's almost a form of homosexuality to hang with your homeboys as much.
I don't think that. I think basically she was just trying to say, like, if it's where she... Because there is a point where it's like, all right, but I'm over here giving you all that I can, this level of intimacy. I want to have sex with you this night. Like, we gonna go out. I'm gonna look good.
And then it's like,
dudes,
I'm about to go play 2K.
Yeah. Talk about sex drives. But our sex drives is like weird. Like, I know me personally, like, if I don't have money, I don't wanna lay up.
But this is the thing, like, we are not at all talking about physicality or sex. We're only talking about intimacy.
I will only mention
because
that
you can be broke and be with your homeboys.
If you said that if you could go out with a date and possibly have sex with your spouse and you would rather go with your friend, that's a homosexual. Well,
I also said it depends on who your girlfriend is too, because I know many of men who are like, "Have you met my girl? Like, I don't want to go home to her. I'd rather go hang out."
I mean,
with
she don't need to be your girl then.
That's the wholehearted truth. But there's dudes that say that.
And then there are a lot of dudes who say, "I would rather go hang out with my homeboys than go cheat." Because I feel like I might cheat on my girl. I don't want to be around her, so I'm going to go hang out with my homeboys. I might cheat.
It's not like we ain't got no self-control. Like, oh, I might cheat.
Lots of people don't have self-control, Marcus.
A lot of people do, though. A lot of people do.
A
lot more than y'all give credit.
How you know who I'm giving credit to? You don't know my life.
I know her pretty well.
So, and then also people are refusing to let go of friendships because of like secrets and history or fear of making new friends. So let's just say I robbed the bank and the only person who knows I robbed the bank is my best friend. I gotta stay friends with them for life because what if I stop being friends with them or they get mad at me and then they go tell on me?
I'm not telling.
That might not be true for you.
Yeah, I'm not gonna tell your secret.
I've robbed it. No, I'm just kidding. I have not robbed a bank, but I have friends that like know.
I've seen so many friendships unfold over social media and articles and stuff that I read because I'm like obsessed with psychology, and you see all of their dirty laundry get aired. It's almost like a divorce. Yes. Like you go to court and it's like, well, he was snorting some coke on the table while the baby was asleep. But it's like you didn't care about that when
you was doing it with me,
right? But now y'all not together. Now you want to tell the judge you snorting coke off the table. But it's when friendships dissolve. I've witnessed a blow up where the girl was like, well, her boyfriend gave her chlamydia in 2004, and I'm like, dang. I'm sure she tells you that in confidence. And like it's like 10 years later and y'all still talking about 2004 chlamydia?
Like, ooh, that's a certain type of person because I would not have.
But it's because their feelings are hurt. So when their feelings are hurt, that pettiness comes out. I've heard homeboys who break up with their girl or stop being cool with the friend and then the friend goes and smashes their girlfriend. Literally. Because it's easier because they've developed a relationship with that person's girlfriend too. Yeah. So it's like, I'm just coming over here to wait for Marcus to get home. Because Marcus ain't told his girl, because he's not intimate with his girl like he is with his friend, that he done stopped being friends with such and such. So she like, he just over here waiting for Marcus to get home. And now they having sex.
She done put her in a situation.
That's what I'm saying. So when we're refusing to let go of these friends, sometimes...
I still be mad at her. I would. After all you said, I was still thinking
I would still be mad at her, shoot.
For real, because why is he in the house? And why?
So that helps us go to our next level of friendship etiquette. So do's and don'ts of friendships. So you feel like, don't let my friends in the house when I'm not there.
It depends.
Well, I do see that from a guy's perspective.
No, it depends for sure. It depends on
I feel like
what their relationship is.
What?
Because me and you have a friendship outside of me and her husband, who is my best friend. You know what I'm saying? So I don't think in that situation, I don't believe that. But I feel like.
So, but in who don't you trust? That's the
what
thing.
I'm saying.
Are you saying you don't trust your girl? Or are you saying you don't trust your homeboy?
I think that's a personal choice.
And if you can't trust either person, then why are you with her and why are you friends with him?
You just unraveled that.
That's big
old
facts.
That's what I do here. I pull strings. But that's what I'm saying. So you saying don't open the door for my homeboy if I'm not there. Dudes in friendships. Are you allowing your spouse or your mate to be friends with your boyfriend, like outside of you? Now, in our situation, I was your friend before you became his best friend. But a lot of my husband's friends, I don't have an outside friendship with them. Not necessarily a lot, the majority. But he doesn't have that many friends to begin with. I don't have an outside friendship with them because I don't know them personally, or that I don't seek to know them personally. But like, I'm the godmother of his kids. So if I'm like, the kids need something, I don't have to go through my husband to do that.
Right.
And it's a respect thing. And I don't think that, in my case, I'm married, but some people who are just in, boyfriend-girlfriend relationships, I feel like if you can't leave your girlfriend around your homeboy, they don't need to be your friend.
At all.
Or they don't need to be your girl.
That's the truth. Yeah, or your girl. Because you should be able to trust her.
You should be able to trust both
of them.
You
Underlying
energy
fact.
with both of them.
100%.
What about the enemy of my friend is my enemy? I live and die by this, by the way.
Ain't it reverse too? Like, the friend of my enemy is my friend?
Yes.
Okay.
Something like that.
See, I would have to say on this one, most of the time, someone is someone's enemy for a reason.
Yes.
Yeah.
So I usually have to look at that and be like, do I even want to put myself around this person's energy because I know what they're capable of? Or
my thing is, if I'm enemies, or I've had a disagreement with someone, or if that person just doesn't like me, because most of the people who don't like me have either never been in a room with me, or haven't shared a conversation with me, or just don't like the type of person that I am. And that's cool.
Right.
But if you are friends with this person, that means that person is going to be voicing how much they don't like me. And my thing is, why do they feel comfortable telling you that?
Right. Y'all both snakes.
Exactly. I'm really not a fan of snakes. I've never had to deal with a snake as a friend. I know a lot of people who have, and it's very difficult to watch. And it's, do you tell your friend, hey, I'm not friends with this person anymore, you can't be friends with them?
First of all, your friend supposed to know that already. You know what I'm saying? It's no way that if your husband don't like him, I'm not shaking their hand. I won't speak to him. You know what I'm saying?
Even if he changes his mind and starts back shaking their hand, do you change your mind too?
Yeah.
So basically, whatever your existing friend goes,
because my loyalty lie with him. You know what I'm saying? So it's ride or die. We good over there.
See,
we ain't,
they would have to prove themselves to me. Like if you've already had that mark and now that person's going back, I'm down.
Because they might be cut from a different cloth.
I'm not saying
you might be more forgiving than I am.
Buddy like that. I'm still like definitely watching him, but if he embrace you now, I can too.
I can be acquaintance.
Yeah, but not like I'm not going.
She's like, I have no exact energy in my bones.
You one of the, if we fall out, it ain't no making up.
I am one of those people. Yeah. And that's probably why I don't fall out with people, because people know that if you fall out with me, I'm not a circle back around type of person.
I feel that because I feel like more people do try to like keep putting themselves into my life, and then, because they know
I'm really not a fan of cycles.
Usually people that's like that okay, I'm not coming back around, is people who take on so much. You know what I'm saying? Before they finally like, okay, I'm done. You know what I'm saying?
So that's the part of the friendship etiquette. Y'all are saying like, do maintain a separate relationship with your friends than you do with your significant other. Don't leave your girl around me, true player for real.
If it ain't easy.
Don't get in a relationship with somebody if you can't trust them, and that's friendship or romantic relationships. And we have agreed that there are different levels of intimacy that might cause a different level of heartbreak. So before we wrap up, because I think we only have about 5 more minutes, how do you break up with a friend? Is a conversation necessary? I knew someone who was friends with someone for maybe 10 years, maybe not 10 years, maybe like 8 years, and it was 2 men, and he deleted him from Facebook. That's how he ended their friendship.
Okay.
Grown man.
You think that was like what?
I think that if we are in an intimate relationship,
okay,
and we are close friends, and I feel like a conversation is necessary.
Seriously?
I do.
For men?
Period in life.
I feel like period because I feel like in order for that person, because I'm going to want my friend to grow. If I'm leaving you, it's because,
I want you to know why.
Why, yeah, so that you can grow forward from that. And see, I'm that nice person, and I'm over here like, so that way hopefully you can fix it, and then our paths can cross again.
Seem like y'all want closure, and men, like, I'm sure y'all don't have relationships that men don't really need closure like that. Not in a lot of them. You know
but I've had them that they need closure too. Because
for sure.
I've also done the dude route and ghosted people and just stopped being their friend.
Right. So it's
but it doesn't ever work
it's almost
the
same thing. Like because in my personal situation where I stopped being friends with somebody who I've been friends with like 18 years, like I'm not gonna lie, like the first month it was like, that's crazy. Like I don't talk to them no more. No.
Y'all had a conversation that says we're gonna break up.
We had a very mutual understanding. Stay away from me.
I feel like that's a level of closure that most people need though, because I feel like in the 2 friends that I've lost in my 29 years, they weren't really my friends, honestly.
Man, say that then.
The people who were, I was their friend though.
Right.
And they called and they explained, they texted and explained like, hey, this is why we don't feel like you're a good friend. For me, it was, okay, it's just not a good fit. It's not a good match. Like, I didn't have any animosity. I'm not sad about it or anything. But I feel like if it was one of my really close friends, it would be a deeper conversation. Like, my best friend, if he just decided that he didn't want to be my friend anymore, I would want to know why. Because I would want to know how to grow from it and to know, like, what it's connected to.
But I'm like that with everybody because I want to grow with even if I just shake your hand and you just tell me your name.
Because I still there's a blessing in every lesson.
Right, for sure.
Yeah, glad to have had it at all. That's how I go.
For sure.
Thank y'all for joining us today. I did want to let y'all know that we are going to have everybody's name. Well, not really name. We're going to have like credits because people have told me that they think I put this whole little baby together on my own, and I don't. I have like creatives on my team who want to see me grow and see me thrive, and they only want me to focus on the art of the content that I bring to y'all and the energy that I bring to y'all. Right. And I don't worry about the tech. I don't worry about like even the people that design my logos or who run some of my social media pages. I'm just thankful to be blessed with people who respect me for who I am and don't want me to be nothing else. But I see y'all next time when we're talking about trash relationships. I know. Relationship goals. That's the new episode title, Relationship Goals. Thank y'all.